529 trips, 9 months onto the platform, a power host, and over 20 plus vehicles out here in Las Vegas. Let's tap in. We're just gonna be talking about the pros and the cons of Turo. I've been on the platform for 9 months with my partner, and it's been great. We've learned a lot. So I'm just gonna share a bit about the pros and cons. You're probably here just trying to get some more information, learning a little bit of whether you want to continue to pursue this venture, or maybe you're just beginning or you're thinking about getting started and you want to just start off with one vehicle. Well, this is the channel for you, and this is a video for you. I'm gonna give you guys everything you need, and go ahead, tap in, because there's a lot of videos I'm pretty much sharing, giving you guys a ton of free resources. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. First pro is you're just going to learn how to run a business. So let's say you're trying to get into the car rental business and you want to learn a little bit about how it goes. Turo's a great platform to be able to be on, and just running a business in general. You're going to learn about finances, responsibility, accountability, customer service. These are all general things you're going to learn in both just a general business perspective, but also a car rental business perspective. Let's say you're interested in getting to the car industry. This is a great place to pretty much get your feet wet, kind of just dip your toes into the water to see if this is the path you want to get into. And what's great is just the overall learning curve of being able to know, do I want to pursue this and eventually build something out full time? Do I want to run a big fleet, or do I want to just do this as a side hustle? One of the pros is you get to really learn a bit about the car rental business, and if this is your first side hustle endeavor, it's a great place to just get started, get your feet wet, and it allows you to learn all the different sides of operating, accountability, responsibility, and again, finances. So this is a great pro of starting this as a side hustle. And what makes it simple and what makes it so great as a business is Turo does all the marketing. Turo already helps you with all the scheduling, all the stuff that the average person, it's hard for them to get started in any type of business. All you got to do is just list it, and Turo pretty much does the rest. Yes, there's payouts and everything, but they're pretty much teaching you and walking you through. It's simple for the literally any host to just get into the platform, get started. So if you do have a vehicle and you're just looking to get it going, and you want to just learn and you want to make some extra cash, pay off the car note, great way to get started. Number two pro on this platform is pretty much the availability that Turo has and the flexibility of pricing your vehicles. So there's a lot of bookings that you can get. I mean, we've been getting a ton of bookings out here in Las Vegas. I don't know every other city out there, but if there's a lot of tourists, a lot of people flying in, it'd probably be a great way for you to just put your car on, because I'm sure a lot of new people, they actually get bookings coming from the airports. Okay, so that's a whole nother thing. So the availability of saying, hey, maybe I need it this weekend, I can block off my car this weekend, but I'm not doing it Monday through Friday because I work from home, so let me see if anyone wants to rent it Monday through Friday. These are great ways, and also the flexibility of being able to say, I want to price it on these certain days, $57, because I know that weekend's going to be popping. A lot of people are going to be coming just because of big events that are happening. Maybe Super Bowl is happening around this time, or things going on in the summer. There's a big festival. We have an EDC, so there's a lot of people that already booked for EDC with our fleet. Again, what I like about it is the flexibility to do pricing on a day-to-day basis and adjust your prices. And that's a great thing about this platform with a lot of different bookings. A lot of people are still learning about this, so it's going to be a growing platform. Two is there's a lot of demand, and to be able to have flexibility between pricing and availability is such a great pro for this platform and for you to get started. Number three, another pro with Turo is the customer service. And I'm sure there's people that just haven't had a great customer service experience, for the last couple of years, but they've been pouring a lot in really getting their customer service team up to par. And I've experienced great customer service from Turo personally. I think they, during certain hours, like during the day, the working hours, they have a solid team for every department, every issue that goes on. I've called customer service, and I've probably done I've done a lot of hours. I'll tell you that with customer service. I want to say almost 100 hours just talking to customer service in the last 9 months. Why? I want to learn the ins and outs. I want to understand the model and how they help people for certain situations. So I've been on the phone with them a lot over the last 9 months. Their customer service team has been great as a host, even for the guests. A lot of the guests, when we can't help them, it's a customer service side with the Turo, with what Turo can help them with. They've been able to get through. And that's what I appreciate about their customer service is they're responsive, they're available, they've had a great customer service team, and I know they're continuously trying to improve their customer service. So I've had a great experience with customer service. I think with any company, customer service should be number one. It's what keeps people, it's what retains customers from both the host or those that are hosting it to the actual guests that want to rent the vehicles. it's a great way to scale a business, to always stay top of the line when it comes down to your customer service. I personally have had a great experience. I know there's other people that haven't, but again, I come from a customer service background. I've been in customer service for different companies, even to this day, up almost 10 years now. So I just know the value of it. So they have a great customer service, and that's what you want to look at when you're evaluating any type of company, especially as somebody that's making money as a host. I need to get answers. I need people that need help right now because they're out there, with certain stuff from claims, incidentals, just some questions that I don't know or I never knew at first. Their customer service is very responsive. So let's talk about a con if you're deciding to start. One of the cons is your flexibility. The flexibility, let's say that somebody, even though you're doing like contactless drop-offs or check-ins, check-outs, whatever that is, you need to be flexible. You need to have your phone available because emergencies happen. We just had somebody reach us out, over a dead battery. One person ran over a nail and they needed some answers, some questions. What should they do? There's other people that somebody didn't even know how to start the car and it was a push to start. There's a lot of different things that happen that's like an emergency just so you can have the guest, approval and they know that you're there as a host. That's really a con of flexibility. Let's say you're in a meeting for the hour. This is why we have a squad, a team. There's people always available to help with the guest anytime during out the day. And I think this is what is probably a con if you're just a one-man army and you don't really have that luxury because you're working a full time or there's other things that you have. So it is an issue at times especially because we have a bigger fleet. So there's things that pop up more often than the average renter that has 1 to 3 on the platform. When you have over 20 plus vehicles active out there on the streets, there's a lot of flexibility that's needed and a lot of top of the mind awareness hour to hour. So that's another con, is the flexibility. Other than that, it's customer service. It's just being there for people that are willing to pay, rent the vehicle. It's pretty much being there. And this is what business is about. So having a flexible schedule is something that is super needed. Just want to share that. It is a con if you're not as flexible and you're thinking this is going to be a super passive income. When you're first starting out, there's going to be a lot of times where you might not even be able to sleep. You're thinking about what's going on with the vehicle. Sometimes you just got to let go and let God is what I like to say. But yeah, there's going to be those times, especially when you're starting off, where you're learning the ins and outs of the business and how to be able to solve and have preemptive measures and over communicate with the guests of things that if it does happen, this is a solution without you having to be there. So flexibility is key. It is a con because it's not a passive income business, especially just starting off. Number 2, another con is this check-in, check-out process. Well, again, there's obviously no flexibility when it comes to it. You can eventually get into contactless drop-offs, but it can't just be like, okay, it's sitting there and it's waiting for the next guest. You have to go in, inspect the vehicle, you have to clean it out. So if this is like a business model where you're thinking, again, it's going to be passive, until you get somebody that can go out there and clean it, you're going to have to do the dirty work, which means you're going to clean. You're going to have to, inspect the vehicle, making sure that everything is great. There's no dings, dents, things that, which would guess, because there's guests that try to act like they didn't hit something, and then we look and it's very obvious, and then they're like, oh man, and it's so obvious. So we have to do our part in the check-in and check-out process where we check it in. You got photos going, check it out. You got to take any photos of existing damages, and then you got to start a whole claim process with that. Make sure you're on top of the claim. The adjusters are there. So there's a lot of work being done with every check-in, check-out to make sure it's smooth. If anything goes wrong, again, this is manual labor. You got to physically be present. You got to be organized, okay? And I share some systems. I actually have a video on kind of giving you guys that free document of how we make sure every incidental is taken accounted for and how we're getting paid, everything. I'll link that video at the end. But again, check-in, check-outs, there's a lot that you guys can really get from this. It's not a passive income business starting off, but it is something, if you're willing to learn, then hey, all power to you, okay? Check-in, check-outs, it takes manual labor. So if you're not into manual labor and you want more of like an internet type of business, this may not be the business for you. It is a con, especially for those that are just not into that stuff and having to do this all throughout the week for your guests. And the last con is the ability to know that Turo has the final say. We haven't been able to take, certain things into our own measure because it's part of Turo's policy. Okay, for example, it could be anything from like the customer usually wins, and we need to have our you could say our proof. So there was one time where we didn't take a picture of one side underneath the bump, and then we knew that the customer hit it. thank God we had a footage because of our trackers. If you guys want to know more about our trackers, just DM me tracker on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll connect you with our rep. But literally, this person, like, they literally went to Firestone. We saw them hit. They went to Firestone in a different state, and we didn't have a picture of underneath showing, but we had proof of the video. Thank God. But because of Turo's policies, which are very strict, with these pre-photo check-in photos, if we don't have the pre-check-in exactly where the mark is and they can't prove it, then guess who won? The guest. So Turo always has the final say, even when we don't have, proof, which we know. And if you try to take this to like adjusters, insurance, and you try to take them to court anyways, these are things that we need proof for. But that's just an example. There's little things here and there where we had proof that somebody smoked in the vehicle and Turo said no, they didn't. They can't smell it, obviously, but we know, and it smelled bad. Another renter complained about it. So again, Turo has the final say. So you're not in full control of the business. Again, they do all the easy lifting for you. They find the leads. They help you market it on the platform. They get you through the full system. And that's what you're really paying for. The 70-30 split is what we do. So if it's $100 a day, we take $70. Turo takes 30. It is a good chunk. Okay. Turo has the final say. They are in control. They have policies to really protect us, them, definitely them. They're trying to protect them, and then the guests as well. So this is something where if you're like, I might want to start my own thing, or I can't always abide with them. And that's why a lot of people eventually leave the platform or start their own things in this industry. But it is what it is for what they're giving us in exchange. So this is another con, is the ability to know that they have the final say, even though somebody smoked in your vehicle and you can't prove it because there's no ashes. You're right, but the smell is strong. And we've also had some guests that got away with not filling up our tank because we didn't have proof, or we did and it wasn't just enough, and the guest was fighting back. They're always going to have the final say, and that is a con with hosting on any third-party platform, just in general. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus. I did a video on how to make money on Turo, like 3 ways you can actually make money on Turo. You guys can tap into that. In the description, I give you a template on how we actually track all our incidentals month to month. Go in, copy that template, use that for your business, and it will save you a lot of time and one step further to just getting yourself organized. And you're gonna learn that in this biz. So tap in. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and show some love on the video, this page. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.